Hi guys, welcome back to Mr. Who's Models. Today is another kit review, and today we're going to be reviewing this kit here. This is Academy's 1/72 scale F-16C and the Air National Guard markings, and I will be building this in this autumn time for SIG. So I thought, well, you know, I'm getting a little bit, trying to get a bit organised with the upcoming build. So I thought, let's have a look around inside the box, have a look at the sprues and all the instructions and decals, and see what it looks like. So we'll get the camera pointing down at the bench and we'll take it from there. So guys, here we go. This kit here I got second hand, either off eBay or from a show, and I probably paid around about £10 for it, maybe even £8. We've got a nice box art on the front here with a fully tooled F-16C, so some JDAMs, some air-to-air missiles. It's quite a nice little painting, I like it. It says here that we've got a limited edition, just down here in the corner, and that's about it for the front of the box. If we look up onto the sides, you can see here we've got some photos of the finished article. On this side here we've got the kit number, which is 12425, and it says here that the decals from Cartograph, so that's always good news. The overall length is 206mm. The opposite end just basically repeats the Cartograph decals and the kit number, and then on the side here we've got a bit of blurb about unassembled model kit and yada yada yada. So, what's in the box? So we've got instructions as always. Keep those for a second. We have got a bit of blurb, health and safety in Korean, I imagine it is, because I think Academy is a Korean manufacturer. We've got 3 bags of sprues, and that's it. So let's start off with the instructions as always, because I find it quite useful to start there. So coming to the top camera here, we've got a representation again of the F-16 from the box art. We've got the paint callouts, which are in guns, whether they be Mr. Colour or Aqueous, Life Colour, which I don't tend to use, well, I've never used Life Colour, Humble callouts, and then we've got Testers, Model Master, and Enamels and Acryl. So in between the Humble and the guns you should be able to find references then going into Tomato paints and everybody else is like that. Bit of health and safety about what you need to do before you begin, and a load of stuff in Korean. So the booklet folds out in a bit of a funny fashion again. I'm not a huge fan of when it does this. It's fine with decals, we'll keep those out on the side. Paint call outs, we'll keep those out on the side. So as I say, I'm more of a fan when it's like a little booklet, it's easier to follow, but it is what it is. So, starting this time with a cockpit, that's the ejector seat, jet seat going into the cockpit tub, and then we'll start building the air intakes, the landing gear bays, popping those into the lower fuselage, then some bits and bobs here, I'm not quite sure what they are. I think they're interior details by the looks of it. Putting the top half and the bottom half together, the engine, exhaust here. Then we go on to doing some work on the front undercarriage, carrying on with the front undercarriage and the door bay, and then we're working on the main undercarriage and main undercarriage wheels, carrying on the main undercarriage, and then we're putting some lumps and bumps on and the these little stabilisers here, and then we've got the main wings coming in, which looks like just a slot joint, so that might be a bit of trouble, and the tail planes coming on. And then we're into the final steps of the build, and we have got vertical stabiliser going on with modular bits here, so I imagine from doing different versions. The IF, some options here depending on which variant you're building. So whether you've got the holographic HUD or the normal HUD, and whether you've got the IFF antenna here or not. And then we've got lumps and bumps, and then it's into the pylons for the weapons and the weapon loadout. So you've got 370 gallon tanks, 300 gallon tank for centerline, some AIM-9L/Ms, and then we've got HARM missiles, some JDAMs, the big JDAMs, lightning pod here, or sniper pod. So that's the instructions. So we've got a total of 18 steps, shouldn't be too hard to follow those. Looking at the paint callouts here and the decal placements, so let's have a look at the actual paint markings first. So we've got two variants, and we've got two blocks that can be built from this aircraft, so a block 40 and a block 52. That doesn't sound right. It's either going to be a block 42 and a 52, or block 40 and a 50, because the engines and the air intakes are different, whether they're 40s or 42s and 50s and 52s. My gut instinct, this is a 42, because I know Tamir do the block 50, and I think that's got the, let me get this right, I think the 42s has got the smaller engine and the smaller air intake. So anyway, both from Air National Guard units, and some nice markings here with what looks like to be a wasp or bee from the Stingers, and your traditional sort of gunship grey over sort of medium and light greys, and same here. And then it's got all your decal placements, and the placements for the decals and paint callouts on the armament, and then your stencil data. And we've also got a sprue map here, so bringing out no B sprue, so A, C, D, E, F sprues. Decals, there we go. Going to bring you in from the side on this one and bring you in nice and tight, and we'll get you to zoom and focus if it will. There we go, and focus. So got some nice looking decals here. I'll try and catch it on the light if I can. See what, so they don't look too thick or anything like that. There we go. Just catching the light on them. They look nice and glossy. Hopefully they'll go down quite nicely. So, and plenty of stencil markings. Decals look good. They're cartograph decals, so I'm expecting them to be absolutely fine and to go down lovely with some micro salt and micro set. Just going to bring you back out. There we go. Right, sprues then. Sprues. Start with the big bag. So the kit comes nicely wrapped and nicely prepared, which is always good to see. So protected parts. That didn't go quite so well. Nice bags. I'm making a hash of it to get into it. There we go. So in this bag here we've got the clear sprues and one main sprue. So we'll start with the main sprue here. So this is sprue A. As you can see on here, we've got the lower and main fuselage. We've got some cockpit tub, wheels, and undercarriage. Just going to try and bring you in to get a bit of a closer view on some of the details. So there we go, if you'll focus, there we go. So we've got some nice detail there on the aircraft, as you can see. Quite happy with that. And just bring it to the top camera, try and catch those details again from a different angle. There's some nice detail all around there, some nice panel lines, they're all recessed, looking quite good. We'll go on to the second big sprue. So I haven't built much Academy before. I think I built their MiG-27 flogger ages ago when I first started back in the hobby, and that is about it. So the second big sprue here, once again try and catch some details for you. So once again looking quite nice, and on here we've got the main wings, tailplanes, and some of the ordnance and the rudder. Let's just bring it all the way in. See if we can catch those panel lines in there. There you go. No, it's looking alright. And on the back side of it, there we go, just try and catch the light for you, see if we can catch the details. No, looking very nice if you ask me. Once again, we'll just pop it to the top camera, so you can have a quick look around. There you go, some nice detail. That's the ECM pod there, and lumps and bumps, lightning pod here, quite nice. Once we've got it, we might as well do this sprue here. So once again, we'll start at the top here. So this is the air intake and the exhaust. So this would be a modular sprue depending which variant you're building. So in other boxings of the Academy F16, I expect to see a different sprue. On here you've got the HTS, the harm targeting system. And you've also got the mounting rails here for the sniper pod and the lightning pod. Try and bring you in from the side. Let's try and see if we can catch some detail in the light. There we go. So, looking alright. I'm not quite sure how this is going to go together. The good thing on it is, just here, you've got a one sort of rounded piece for the air intake. So hopefully you're not going to have any seams appearing on the front of the air intake, but you might have some seams on the inside, so you'd have to work some magic there with some putty to get rid of the seams. These are the last two sprues before we get to the clear parts. And these are identical sprues, so we're just going to have a look at the one. This is mainly the ordnance. So on here we've got lightning pod, sniper pod, JDAM, AIM-9, X's and L's, AIM-120s, harms and fuel tanks. And the detail on it's quite nice. I mean, let's try and get you nice and close on the JDAM, because that's looking rather nice if I say so myself. Looks like a nice representation straight out of the box. It's only got a good weapon selection in this kit, which is always good. I mean, when you compare it to like the Hasegawa F16s or the Tamiya F16s, just coming to the top camera here, they don't necessarily have the ordnance included. So that's one bonus that you are going to have with this kit, is that you've got some stores to put underneath it if you like to do aircraft which are fully tooled up, a bit like myself. I like doing aircraft which are carrying stores, that's what they're supposed to do. And I just think it makes them look more of the part. So clear parts, interestingly, I'll bring you in nice and close. Clear parts are not exactly what you'd call clear. They are a smoked or golden effect. Quite a lot of distortion there going on in the main canopy. However, all there is that, yeah, there's quite a nasty canopy seam line down the middle there, so I'll try and catch it on top camera if I can. Don't know if I can, but yeah, you don't know if you can see that in the camera there. There you go. So you'll need to get rid of that. Yeah, it's on the outside, so it'll buff out. Just takes a bit of work, but interesting that they've given you sort of this golden coloured canopy. So there we go. That is all of the sprues and instructions. So what we'll do now is, as always, I'll pop the cameras back round face to face and we can have a little chit chat about what I think about the kit. So the Academy 172 scale F16C, what do I think of it? Well, I think it looks quite a nice kit, to be honest. I know there's a bit of discussion online about whether the nose is the right shape or such forth, but to me I'm sure it's going to look like an F16 at the end of it. It's quite nice that Academy allows you to do the 42 and 52 straight out of the box, whereas other manufacturers you have to buy aftermarket intakes and engines and stuff. So I think that's a good option. It comes with a nice weapon fit as well, and the decals are quite attractive as well, with those National Guards with the big marking on the tail. So all in all, looks rather promising. We'll see what it's like when it goes together. I will be building it this autumn time. The SIG for it starts in, National Guard SIG starts in September, so I'll be starting sometime around then. I also am going to be a bit busy around about September, October, November time, but I'll keep you updated as to how it goes, and we'll take it from there, guys. So I'm going to wrap the video up there. I'm going to say thank you as always to those who watched the video, those who've subscribed and commented and liked. It's always appreciated feedback, and you know, whether that be things that aren't so good on the video or things which could be better, or whether it's things that you really enjoyed, any feedback is more than welcome. So if you've got any comments, just pop them down below. And with that, I'm going to wrap up the video, guys. So I'm going to say thank you very much, take care, happy modelling, and I'll see you soon.